And here we have 19 directors have failed the permanent secretary written examinations conducted in Abuja on Monday. They were among the 38 eligible candidates that sat for the three-stage selection process to fill the vacancies for the retiring permanent secretaries from Abia State, Bayelsa, Ebonyi, Enugu, Gombe, Kaduna, Kebbi, and Rivers States. The head, Information and Public Relations Officer of Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Eno Olotu, said in a statement on Tuesday that the 19 candidates still in the race will on Wednesday proceed for the second stage of the exercise that will test their competence in the use of information communication and technology in conducting government business. The office of the head of service of the Federation usually follows an established tradition of carrying out a rigorous three-stage exercise that ensures that only the very best among the directors on grade A level 17 are appointed permanent secretaries and equipped with appropriate and relevant skills to improve and sustain effective delivery of services. The statement further stated that the successful candidates would then proceed to the final stage, where they would be grilled by a carefully constituted panel of top bureaucrats and representatives of the organized private sector on Friday, November 15th. Please, His Royal Highness, I don't really want to say, or I want to hear your thoughts before I say what I have on mind.
I didn't know how the exam was set because, like we keep saying that training, when you hired, you should train your workers. Most of these directors haven't used a computers in carrying out their clerical activities over times, and you are testing them with computer-based tests. How do you expect their result to look like? All the ministries, has there been any law that says that all the ministries should digitalize all their processes and all staffs being trained on digitalizations, carrying computers? You know, in the ministry they carry files. They have this, they call them white collar jobs, the credit card staffs. And you signed files, you carry files from one office to the other. It's not like you transmit files. For instance, all directors should be having a computer in their office. Once a higher director, like a permanent secretary, is giving directive for you to implement this, it will sign from his office, and once you click on it, you will see all the information. Has it been done in our ministry? I don't think government have worked up to that level.
You think at this level?
No, we don't think. We are still
have not gotten to that level.
We are still operating manually. That's why some files get missing, because if they don't like your files, they won't treat your files, and this is where you can stop corruptions. Because, for instance, if you are carrying...
You've been talking about corruption.
Of course. And now you are carrying my file. Maybe I'm a retiree. I want, or I want for promotion.
So you think that the fact that they have written documentation, it causes more corruption? Because you've just been on corruption and corruption.
Of course. Now, you are look at 19 directors. You know what it takes for you to be upgraded to the level of directors, how many years you have put into the service, and for you to be a director, and you are failing exam that I think is common. You can sit in the comfort of your anytime they call on you, because it must not be more than civil service rules. What have you been doing over the time as a director? What do you think to better the services? Okay, like Mrs. Watson Jack have said, you know, you like I will keep saying sometimes. When you give job to a reverse woman or a reverse man, you see that they will do the best. She's coming out with the best. Okay?
Why do you say that?
Of course, maybe because of our culture, maybe because
the way we have been doing. So you feel other tribes cannot function in their position?
I would have even wanted to see the list of states that failed, because out of 38, we are hearing that 19 failed. Okay, they should have attacked them with their states, so that you will know that you carry the symbol of your state in whatever you are doing in the service. You carry the symbol of your family.
So it's no longer a personality thing right now. It's about the ethnicity.
You are representing a state in the federal character policy.
If you're representing
so for once you fail, you are disgraced that state.
Okay.
That will show that.
I get your point.
Yes, that will show that you are not. We have to check how you are recruited into the system.
Okay.
Were you properly, or do you normally do your job? Because if you have to be doing your job regularly, like you are doing now, okay, it can call upon you anytime, even in the night, and you can. There's no president in the world you cannot interview.
Okay,
there's no person that you will be sitting at your front that you not competently question them. You don't look at their portfolio. You don't look at their faces. You are doing your job.
Yes.
Okay, now in this instance, now a director, from assistant director to be a director and to be promoted to be permanent secretary, and you fail promotion exam, it's an embarrassment. I mean, before you've not been passing exams. Maybe you have been getting your man over, you have been getting your way out, and you've been getting promotions.
How do you mean getting your way out?
You cannot fail exam in primary 1 and you expect to be promoted to primary 2. Then you are in JSS 3 and you are failing primary 1 exams. How do you get to that level? For instance, you are a graduate and they are asking you questions from primary 1 you cannot answer. And you expect me to applaud your system? No. Let us go back. There are some competent directors. Let them renominate those that failed. No second chance. If you have failed, you have failed. Because in all ministry, there are directors. Mostly, don't forget, those that are likely are always lucky to get this permanent secretary job as their mean directors of admin. Mostly. Okay? Mostly, they likely get it because they believe that they have been trained from the rank and file. They have been groomed in this system. And at the higher level, you are to show professionalism. You are to show you are competent, productivity. You know, they are the heart of government. The civil servants are the heart of government. They are the engine room of government. So once you have incompetent permanent secretary, don't forget, most of these politicians as ministers, they rely on the work being carried out by the ministries, by the permanent secretaries. So when you have incompetent permanent secretaries in the ministry, you think that ministry cannot function very well as expected. Because as an engine room, government politicians, appointees come and go. But the system remains. And as a person, you are to advise. You have to advise. For instance, let's look at the way politicians in Nigeria has been allocated office to. You can be a medical doctor and you are to be assigned as a commissioner of agriculture. Don't forget that it is the permanent secretary that will be guiding you on most of those things. Because he has been in that ministry, not only being in that ministry, you have experience. And that is why we are also advising politicians to treat the civil servants with respect. Okay? You treat the civil servants with respect because they are the ones doing the job. So when you don't have a competent director, you don't have a competent permanent secretary, what do you expect? So I mean, have the opinion, if you have failed, you have failed. There are other people waiting for promotion. There are other people that have brain.
So they should not be given second
chance. Why will you be given second chance when you have failed? The statement didn't say attempt to fail. The statement said they failed, 19 failed.
What do you
think? Then they renominate another one.
What do you think could actually be the reason why they
have not been doing their jobs.
Does that mean that they have not been doing personal knowledge advancements?
Like I've said in my earlier statement, can we know the method of how the exam was conducted?
Okay.
Because if I'm not a computer-based person and you are setting exam based on computer, I will fail. Okay? I don't been actually trained on digitalizations. I've been actually trained. What method? Because you are talking about you cannot be a permanent secretary in the federal ministry and you don't have knowledge about computers. Okay? You must be well equipped about how you handle your things as a permanent secretary. As these people be actually trained before I will put more blame on them. And what was the exam conducted? Was it a computer-based exam? Which I think it must be, because that is the job you are coming to do. That is the job you are coming to do. So you must demonstrate that your competency. If they know that you failed in this area, how can they be just outrightly failed completely? Completely. Out of 100, you have 0 or you have 14. Out of 100%, you have 14. And the F is double. Not only one F, the F is double. So assuming now your child comes back from school and you are paying school fees, let's use this for our parents now, because they are more of the senior citizens. Up to level 17 is not a joke. So for you to have walked up to level, so we must treat them with respect, okay? So for you to have gotten up to level 17 is not a joke. You are putting your effort, your strength. Most of the time, salary is being owed and all that. Then you are having a child, you are paying their school fees. At the end of the day, they comes back home with plenty of F. You won't be happy. Since as much as I am not happy that they failed, let us also look at the method at which the exam was conducted. Was the exam conducted as normal? Because every day they upgrade. Has this upgrading affected the taken back to the system? What does that mean to the system? It's not only the directors. How often do they carry out their training for their workers? How many times we've been hearing about training of workers in some of these ministries? These are what they need to do, not to fail them, because they will assume that they will fail politically. The next thing now is that because I did not belong to this, must you belong to a political party as a civil servant. You don't need to play party politics. And again, it shouldn't be politicized, because to me, I'm looking at it. If they bring somebody that is not supporting my political party, or is not supporting my kind of the president in power, it has nothing to do with civil servant. Civil servants are no politicians. They are no card carrier members of any political party. So I believe the screening should be based on competence.
Okay. So the screening should be based on competence. And also, like you said earlier, there should be training processes that should be conducted.
Yes.